What's up, everybody? It's Eong here, and welcome to a Death Stranding news update. The following information comes from the Twitters of Kojima's assistant Ayako and Kojima Productions, from which a number of interesting hints and information were shared about the highly anticipated title. Let's begin by stuff that Ayako shared. She basically talked about what the title Death Stranding means. She had the following to say. The phenomenon of groups of whales/dolphins being beached is called mass stranding. It's called life stranding if they're beached alive, whereas it's called death stranding when they're dead. In this title's case, it means something that has been stranded from some world. Kojima said something similar in previous interviews, but here's something he hasn't said before. However, strand has other meaning. It's thread in psychological terminology. The process of adapting one's characteristics/sociality is represented as the process of twisting thinner thread becoming thicker rope. It can also mean chain or bonds. The title of this game has those two meanings, stranded and rope. So basically the word stranded in this title has double meaning. On the one hand, it refers to sea creatures being washed up on the beach, or in vaguer terms, something that has been stranded from some world. On the other hand, it also refers to the word strand, which means a single thin length of something such as thread, fiber, or wire, especially as twisted together with others. So the word stranded could also refer to things being intertwined and connected. So Death Stranding has two meanings, something dead that came from another world, like dead sea creatures being washed up on land, and death connecting or intertwining with something. The first meaning, the one involving something from some world being stranded, could indicate that the game will feature otherworldly beings as part of its narrative, like the invisible ghost leaving oil handprints or the 5 monolithic entities at the end of the trailer. And then the second meaning, stranding in terms of a thread or a connection or a rope, might have something to do with what Kojima stated in one of his interviews, in which he talked about the idea of death and life being connected as being an important one for this game. And this idea of strands in the form of rope is represented in the teaser trailer with the umbilical cords, which can not only be found on Norman Reedus and the Norman fetus, but also on the dead sea creatures. It's like we're seeing life and death stranding, connected, intertwining. Further elaboration on the matter was provided by Kojima Productions' official Twitter through an extensive string of tweets that shared information directly from Kojima, which reads as follows. In our teaser, we featured both the connecting strands of handcuffs/umbilical cords and also stranding of whales. Of course, there are also other hints in there, the dog tags being one of these. Our game is still far from being released, but the game has already begun. What are you able to spot? In the short time after starting Koji Pro, we've been able to find people, build an environment to work, looked into tech, started up a project, and finished this teaser. After making games for 30 years, I'm not worried at all. And to back us up, we've had both Mark Cerny, Kyle Cooper, and the people of Sony's Strand. Of course, a strand also connects us to Norman Reedus. Thanks to this, we were able to finish this teaser in just 2.5 short months. He was kind enough to help us out and be a part of the strenuous process. From the days of coin-operated games, you've had a continue option if you were to fail at your mission. Failing would also mean the death of your game character. In making a game, both in story and in the game system, you depict death. However, death is about to have a new meaning. Still, the main parts of playing will not change. Comparing it to driving a car you're familiar with will have the same familiar effect when accelerating or braking. It's when driving this familiar car without stress for a while that you'll first notice the difference. That's the kind of game it needs to be. Kobo Abe, one of my favorite writers, wrote a novella called Rope, which I read in high school. This book talks about the first inventions of human race, the stick and the rope. The stick helped man to keep distance from threats. The stick helped ape evolve into man. On the other hand, the rope helps us capture and bind important things to us. Most online games will have you fight with a stick. This might also be said about social networks. Stick and rope are two very important key words. You will be using the stick in our new game, but that is not all. How will you be able to use the rope to connect people worldwide? Will you be able to use both tools? The game will have you playing with tools and think about these points. With technology advancing as far as it has, dividing games into genres like action or RPG doesn't sound too forward-thinking, but Death Stranding should be a new genre. So as usual, themes in Kojima's new game will tie as much into its narrative as it does in real life. One thing I got from this is that Death Stranding might feature some kind of multiplayer or online component, judging by how Kojima asked, how will you be able to use the rope to connect people worldwide? It sounds like the integration of this rope idea into gameplay will have something to do with an online feature of some kind. I'm curious to see what Kojima has in mind. I'm sure that whatever it is, it's something unique, or that will try to be unique. So there you have it, folks, all the new information regarding the title Death Stranding. So with that, I would like to end this news update. Thank you for tuning in. Let us know in the comments below your thoughts and theories about the title Death Stranding. And to be further updated on gaming news, stay tuned right here on Young Yeah. I'll see you guys next time. Young out!